but it's crazy. Everybody there. Eddie Murphy, Salma Hayek, Michael Bay, everybody in my little house. And at that night is special because I got the game just coming up. He wants to come to the party, but my good friend is there. His name is Snoop. Snoop Crip, Game Blood. I'm like, oh, I haven't really hang with the game guy. The game guy says, I'm good. No, I'm good. I'm good. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be cool. We're gonna be good. We're gonna be good. So he shows up. He wore blue diamond-studded earrings to show respect to Snoop. They having a great time. Everything is cool. So we partied. Next thing you know, my security comes to me, party raging, right? In my beautiful white neighborhood. And my security comes and say, yo, Suge outside. I said, oh. He said, should I let him in? No, let him in. He said, what we gonna do? Now mind you, this is not the Suge that was, you know, that we see now. This was the venomous, shut the party down, everybody run out Suge. When Suge would walk into the clubs, literally the DJ would pull the plug, roll that shit and get the fuck out, because you know Suge was finna at the height of his gangster.
I don't wanna stop your story. Keep that straight. I saw Suge Knight walk into the Vibe Awards with a cigar by himself, and the whole Vibe Awards ran out.
Right? Everybody.
I'm looking at Russell Simmons doing backflips, Alicia Keys running in the red trash.
I was there.
The man ain't say nothing.
I
was walked in with a cigar, and the whole place ran.
That
place.
He had a redwood tree. That's how big he was and how big that cigar was. I said, this thing got a redwood. He's smoking a redwood.
So they telling you he's at your front door.
Yo, they say, Suge outside. I can't let him in. He said, well, what you gonna do? I said, I'll deal with it later, but I cannot let him come in here. I got Eddie, I got Snoop, and I got Snoop in the game. So I'm like, what the fuck they about to do? But they creeped out like on some like, yeah. I was like, oh shit. Here's the fun though. I go up to Snoop, right? Snoop was dancing like, you know, just dancing, everybody around and girls, guys, whatever like that. Snoop is there. I say, yo, Snoop, I ain't trying to night up, but Suge not outside. Snoop don't even stop dancing. He just leaned over and go, you ain't gonna let him in, is you? I was like, nah. And he went right back to dance. and some shit happened, little birdie. Next thing you know, helicopters over my house. And they had to have some words with Suge. The night was saved. But then after that, of course, I had to call him and just be honest. The one thing a gangster always like is a few jokes and honesty. I said, I could not let you come into the party. What, you gonna scare Salma Hayek, Michael Beck? You can't. And you know, he gave me the pass. He gave me a pass for about 6 months, because every 6 months I would have a Suge where I have to run from Suge. It was just like a known thing every 6 months. Okay, it feels like it's a Suge.
You told me one time he came to the front of the house, you ran to the back of the house, jumped over the bushes, and he was standing there like, yo, I knew you'd be coming out here, Jay.
Bro, no, this is what happened. I was at a club, and I had on like a seersucker jacket with some open-toed shoes, not ready for combat at all. You feel me? And he's trying to get in the club. I don't know that the club owner didn't want Suge in the club and told Suge that Jamie Foxx said, you can't come in the club. So I'm just sitting in the club. People keep coming and say, yo, Suge outside. I'm like, that's great. I'll talk to him when he gets here. Then another nigga came on, yo, Suge outside. Oh, that's great. When he comes in, maybe we'll have a drink. And then somebody said, Suge. I said, wait a minute, this is weird. Then my boy called me and said, yo, he's driving up. Yo, Suge is outside. I'm turning around. I'm going back home. I said, what? So I was like, wait a minute, something's off. So I sneak out the back with my boy Johnny Mac. We get in our truck, and as we're driving through the alley, I see Suge walk past the alley like the missing link. Like, I said, oh, that's him. So we had to go down the street. I gave my boy my phone. I said, listen, go talk to Suge and put Suge on the phone. So I went down the street. My boy bravely goes up to Suge and says, Foxx want to talk to you. Suge grabbed the phone and said, it ain't cool no more. I was like, oh. I hear my boy say, put him back on the phone, put it back on the phone. I got to get this right. Because you can't let a gangster simmer for 24 hours. So they get him back on the phone. I said, Suge, and this is how I flipped it. Suge, man, what's wrong? I said, I can't believe you wouldn't let me in the money. I said, Suge, who told you that I didn't want you in the club? The white boy at the front. So you gonna let the man. Suge, you gonna let the blue-eyed demon come in between us? We broke bread. I would never do that. This is us as black people. We need to come together. In the words of Malcolm X, man, when I told you I preached for about an hour, and it gave me a pass. I'm like,
phew. It gave you a pass. Nah, man, let me tell you something. It's really crazy, man, because Suge Knight, man, he ain't do nothing but show me love. Every time he saw me, hug me, show me love.
Joe, you know I know the story.
I ain't want to tell, I can't even really,
But you know I know the story, Joe. You know I know the story. I'll say this without giving everything away to everybody listening, everybody watching Joker right now. The one person that he always had respect for is Terror Squad, Fat Joe. Now I know the story about the guys in line because Dre and them told me.
All right, he's on.
You got to tell that story, Joe.
So they at the BMI Awards or the ASCAP Awards. And this is a very mean and vicious Suge Knight. This is when, so he had a desk where all the artists was going in. And these the biggest artists on earth. I can't tell you their names. I can't tell you their names.
I would say it's the biggest, toughest rappers, the persona.
In the game.
The toughest.
Dre is on there saying facts. And they're walking in line up to Suge Knight, taking their earrings off, their watches, their chains off. Like, thank you, Mr. Knight. Then they're going inside the BMI Awards to get their award. So he had a table like, yo, you check in, leave the jury here. And then you could go into the awards. So everybody, they going on the line. Cool and Dre is on the line. Because the only way you could get in was through him.
Wow.
He was like the registration and take off all your. And let me tell you something. Shout out Kenny Burns. Cool and Dre said they walked up because they good dudes. They're not gangsters.
Yeah.
They walked up to him and he said, "You them guys, you them kids, Cool and Dre, huh? You down Terror Squad, Fat Joe. You sending my love. That's the big homie." And they walked in. They almost felt bad they didn't get robbed. Because when they turned around, they seen every other rapper about to get robbed. They was like, yo, Cool and Dre is down with this? Like, yo, they walked in with their TS, their jury and everything. These are facts.
That's a testament.
Jamie, sometimes I don't even want to tell these people these stories.
No, you have, but Joe, we can tell them now. We reflecting, we sitting back, we telling the story. But Joe, to me, and I can't paint the picture dire enough the way Suge had his control over LA. It was dire. Like he was taking people.
I seen him once. I pulled up to the Four Seasons.
Yeah.
I pulled up to the Four Seasons like one of these Soul Train Awards, something, right? The man pulled up in like 10 trucks with 100 guys, right? So he runs up to chain on everything. He says, Joe, did you see such and such? Did you see such and such? I got a call. And he's talking about rappers. I don't want to tell you who. Big
don't say the gangster
rap. He was like, did you see such and such? You see this? You see this? I'm like, yo, I just got here, my brother. He was like, all right, my brother, I see you, big homie. And he was in that weekend, he was robbing everybody.
Everybody
and
got
the
robbed.
Shit is, I'm gonna tell you one thing. No, I'm gonna tell you one, right? I'm gonna tell you one. He tells me that. I walked inside the lobby because I was just arriving. I see T.I. I was like, yo, T.I., I think you should go upstairs. Should just ask for you.
Oh my God.
Yo.
That pressure.
Nah.
That pressure.
100 guys.
Too much.
No, 100 guys. And I don't know what happened. I don't know. No. I mean, like, I really honestly don't know what happened. I'm not being sarcastic.
Hey, listen, I'm gonna be honest with you though. I don't care who you were, gangster.
Nah, this guy was the biggest.
At that time, you really had to be smart the way you move.
Bro, this guy was an animal.
Yeah, you had to be smart because
with nothing but the realest guys running around him, and he had 300 million.
Yeah, you had to be strategic. You had to like me being a comedian, like some pressure on me one night. We at like Barry's, right? Late night. We have Barry's.